Welcome to Maximal Being,
a podcast devoted to ditching fad diets and using real science to get you healthy and feeling great.
I'm Doc Mock, a GI and functional medicine doctor who harnesses the power of gut health to get you achieving your goals.
And I'm Jacky P, a well-informed layman who challenges the experts and asks the questions that you want.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or leave a comment.
And now, on to the show.
What's going on, Maximal Beings? Doc Mock here with MaximalBeing.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment. It does help us to get the word out. If you have any questions, you can email us at team@MaximalBeing.com. Enjoy the episode.
Let's talk about, and I don't know, either of you can maybe chime in here, because I don't know, I've been in a mood of extremes, right? Extreme, like what is like an extreme connection, right, of the gut brain axis, right? You know, that story you shared about your patient, you know, having 4 sessions and having complete control of such extreme symptoms.
Yeah.
You know, just is more from a curiosity, like what are some other things that either of you have experienced where it was something presenting somewhere else in the body and you came to the conclusion that it was that gut brain axis?
Yeah. Doc Muck, you want to jump in first, or
I feel like you're the expert, so I want to hear what you have to say. I have an answer, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
Well, I mean, this is the world I live in. These are the patients I'm seeing every day. And for the bigger practice, I'm in charge of training and supervision. So when I'm doing supervision for the therapist, this is what we're talking about. So we're talking about some very extreme symptoms. We're talking about people who can often end up in the ER because the pain is so intense. And yet when they go to the ER, when they get checked out, they're not finding any structural problems. They're not finding any inflammation. They're not finding those things. And it's the brain and the gut and how they're interacting with each other that's creating pain so intense, these people think they might be dying. So this is not stuff that's just in their head. This is very, very real symptoms that are being created by the communication between the brain and the gut.
Yeah, I mean, in my world, we have a whole host of illnesses that truly, you know, through the Rome criterion, which is this group of people that meet every year, and they agree upon, you know, illnesses that have more of a neurologic or psychological input behind them. So there's a whole host of them. For me, I think the most obvious examples are kind of in our really unique populations. So like people with Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, they have just this profound level of inflammation when they're very, very young. And this lasts for so long. And many of them have underlying psychological illness or psychological disease. Is that the appropriate term?
Yeah, psychological disease, psychological disorders.
Okay.
You know, I think as far as I'm aware, in terms of the research, there's a lot of comorbidity in terms of, there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of anxiety that go along with Crohn's and colitis.
Yeah, and there's a big thought process that thinks that because of this level of inflammation, that it, you know, essentially fries that brain gut axis pathway and causes a lot of the you know, the mental health issues that people with Crohn's and ulcerative colitis have. And then also just the trauma of being so young and so sick, or having a colectomy when you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
And the impact of that. And I think that in my mind, that's a profound brain gut access thing. And then if you're okay, another example is our people with cirrhosis of the liver, which everybody out there is jumping to alcohol, which is not true. You know, like that is a percentage of people with cirrhosis, but cirrhosis can be from like hundreds of different things. And when people get cirrhosis and they have something that causes a dysfunction in their gut, they inevitably will become encephalopathic, meaning they're comatose. They can't respond, or their mental status changes. And we treat that with things like lactulose, which is like a sugar, or we give them probiotics or antibiotics to control the microbiome, and eventually their mental state will improve. It's remarkable. I've had people that are being put on hospice and they consult us and we recognize it's an encephalopathy, and we give them a medication that's an antibiotic or probiotic, they come out of it and they go home, you know? So that to me is like one of the more extreme examples of the brain gut axis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Jacky P, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, wow.
And that reminds me of a patient that had IBD, so inflammatory bowel disease, and they came in and they were, unless they were on these really strong steroids, they would just start vomiting every day, multiple times. And again, they responded really well to that combination of clinical hypnosis and cognitive behavioral therapy. And this was a teenager. And because they were on these steroids, they weren't going through puberty, and they loved playing basketball, but they weren't very tall because they hadn't gone through puberty. So responded well, got that vomiting under control. They got off the steroids. They grew really, really tall, probably through like just willpower alone. They just wanted to be tall, and they're doing great. But they were considering doing some, surgical interventions if they hadn't gotten this treatment.
I mean, you have to have a good day at work when you know that you saved somebody from a bowel resection or something. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were talking about, a bowel resection.
Wow. So we are just about the time to take a break. We have been talking with, of course, Doc Mock, the co-hostess of the Moses, and Dr. Ali Navidi, talking about the gut-brain axis hypnotherapy. A lot of fun stuff I'm very excited about today. But everyone hold on for just a moment, and we'll be right back.
Are you a healthcare practitioner searching for a comprehensive solution to streamline your patient referrals and improve collaboration with other practitioners? Look no further than Rupa Health, the ultimate platform for integrative and functional medicine practitioners. As a healthcare practitioner, I've struggled with the traditional referral process for labs. It's time-consuming, inefficient, and often lacks the necessary communication between providers and patients. But ever since I started using Rupa Health, everything has changed. That's right, Rupa Health is revolutionizing the way that practitioners connect and order lab work with their patients. Their advanced platform allows you to effortlessly send and receive patient lab referrals and secure their information, sending them the kits directly. This makes the communication directly with other patients and practitioners easy to take care of. I can't stress enough how much time and energy Rupa Health has saved me. With just a few clicks, I can easily order lab work and track their progress, and then I receive the results directly into my inbox, which I can send to the patients automatically with recommendations. Absolutely, Rupa Health's extensive network of lab testing and curated, integrated, and functional medicine testing allows practitioners to receive the highest quality of care and dedicate their practice to a patient-centered, holistic approach which aligns perfectly with the values of healthcare in a functional medicine practice. Plus, Rupa Health provides you with excellent customer support. Their team is responsive, knowledgeable, and always helps with assistance in billing questions and how kits are shipped to your patients. They are dedicated to helping practitioners like us provide the best possible care for our patients. And if you're a patient listening, it allows you to seamlessly order your lab testing and receive all of the necessary information. Rupa Health has been a game changer for my practice, and as you know, it will be for yours too. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to save on lab testing by heading to labs.rupahealth, that's rupa.com/store/storefront_V as in victory, G as in grape, X 00400. That's labs.rupahealth.com/store/storefront_V as in victory, G as in grape, X 0040. I'll see you later, Maximal Beings.
And it's been just a moment. We're right back. Don't know how long the moment was, but happy that you stuck around. So this is the second part of the show. Second part. We got a couple things. I'm actually going to buy some time, so I forgot to download our shamograms. So those are taken. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go in Audible. I think I did this once or twice, Doc Mock. So Allie, if you could just choose a number between 1 and 129.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, so 72.
72. Oh,
Yeah.
may I ask if there's anything significant about 72, or is it just a?
I don't know. That
Just
number spoke to me.
I
Is
like it. Okay, I like it. And then 1 through 4.
4?
4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, this one may or may not be a good question. I apologize, but it's at random.
Okay.
It says, if you were suddenly naked in front of everyone at work, what would you say to them?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, probably that. Oh my goodness.
I think that's what I'd say. I might ask, hey, am I actually dreaming right now, or is this real? I think I might go there.
Yeah. Well, that was that one. Well, that was a great answer because downloads are complete. We can get to Shamrock.
There we go.
Or just say you're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for humoring me. That was great. That worked out perfectly. So for folks who this is the first time listening, we are gonna do our sham or gram portion of the show. So we have 3 videos that have been mysteriously titled, so we don't know what they're about. And we're just gonna watch it and we're just gonna react. I think we're on the trend of some decently halfway good stuff. So maybe we might be on that trend, or we might get some shams. We don't know. So I am going to name 3. I'm just gonna say the 3, and then you choose which we want to go first. So the first option is calories. The second option is ginger, which I feel like might be something tummy related. And then the third is new brain cell growth.
Ooh. New brain cell growth sounds kind of fun.
Sounds fun. All right, let's do
Yeah.
this. All right, so let me get my share screen up here.
Neuroplasticity.
That's right.
Oh,
It's been all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
There are 3 things today that medicine is showing can stimulate new brain cell growth in the hippocampus part of the brain. 3 shockers. What are the 3 shockers? Fasting. An easy way to do it is to have breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, then have an 18-hour fast through to the next morning. That's a shocker. It's a shock to the body when the food stops coming. That's one shock. The next shock is finishing every hot shower with a quick cold. Notice I didn't say long cold. I'm kind. That's a shocker. You'll go, it's a shocker. But it's going to stimulate your brain to release the brain-derived neurotrophic factor, new brain cells. Number 3, high-intensity interval training, running for your life for 30 seconds uphill, then having a break and then doing it again. That's a shocker.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so the game is kind of like truth or
just
true. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Do you think it's true or not true? I
it's
mean,
a reaction.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm going to say true, because I think I had heard about the high intensity interval training, but I did not know about was it the cold shower, and what was the first one?
Fast.
Intermittent fasting.
Fasting. Yeah, I hadn't heard about those 2, but I'm going to say true just because I had heard about the HIIT workout.
Yeah, it's the first time we're both seeing it too, or not Jacky P, but it's the first time I'm seeing it. And so I don't know if it's because we were colonized by the English, or maybe she's Australian, but I tend to just believe people with, like
100.
English.
She seems trustworthy. She knows what she's talking about. That
like
accent.
Already she's got me hooked there, but she's like on the money, like brain-derived neurotropic factor. Absolutely signaled by intermittent fasting. There was a great review article in the New England Journal of Medicine. I think it was published in 2018 that reviews the whole like pathway of what fasting does. Most of it is animal-based models, like not human models, but that's where we get a lot of our basic biochemical physiologic mechanisms from in people anyway. So all of these things that she stated absolutely do that and do help with neuroplasticity, which has been like blowing up all over social media recently, but like I learned about that in medical school. It's not a new concept, but I think there's just been a little more conclusive evidence, specifically in people with neurologic diseases like ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease and Parkinsonism, actually using it as a therapy. So We got another good one,
That was a
Jacky.
good one, you know,
Yeah.
and I just don't like the music they use in these videos. There's always that same do. I just don't. But it was a good one.
And the
Yeah.
very like manic like
Flashy,
flashes of
yeah.
things just to
Yeah.
get your attention. But
Now, Doc Mock, can I ask you a question?
sure.
The intermittent fasting, I had heard from another gastroenterologist that that is also a good thing in terms of gut health because, and I don't remember the name of the process, so that's why I'm asking you, that there's a process that happens in the intestines where they almost, it's like a wave kind of movement where it's in a sense kind of cleaning itself. Is
Yes.
that okay? Can you?
Yeah, I encourage everybody to listen back to our episode on intermittent fasting. We do kind of a deeper dive, but yeah, I mean, think about it like you're working a job, you know, 7 days a week, um, every single year for your entire life. That is what the gut's doing, is just like it's working constantly your entire life. It gets some time off at nighttime when you're sleeping, but like you're eating your whole life. So if you give it a break, it enjoys that. And I think that what you're speaking about is the migratory motor complex, which is
Yes.
yeah. So you put food inside of your stomach. There's actually an input where if you start smelling food, it triggers you to release digestive juices or see food or think about food. So it prepares it. And then once the food drops into your small intestine, there is this kind of rhythmic peristaltic wave that occurs. There's two phases to it. I won't bore the listeners with the details of that, but if you give that a break, it kind of retunes that neurologic system there. So absolutely, intermittent fasting is a good thing. It's good to just give your GI tract a break, and it's good for your microbiome too, right? It creates selective pressures on some of the bad bacteria that you have in there. To kind of help with fostering and growing new bacteria. So when people have dysbiosis, that's one of the interventions that I may talk to people about, is intermittent fasting.
And we work a lot with functional medicine docs that are often treating the patients for SIBO, right? And there's a lot of overlap between SIBO and IBS and other disorders of gut-brain interaction. So they have all these symptoms from the SIBO. The SIBO gets treated, but they still have the symptoms, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's where we come in.
Real quick, layman here. What is SIBO? Can you break that down? Just tell us what that's. I'm assuming that's a acronym for some sort.
Yeah. Tell me if I'm getting this wrong, but small intestine bacterial overgrowth.
Correct.
And from what I've learned, the small intestines are not the place where you want a lot of bacteria. There are other parts of the intestinal system that where that's going to be an okay thing, but generally you don't want a lot of bacteria in the small intestines. And when you see a lot of bacteria there, you're going to get some negative symptoms in your GI tract.
Yeah, and it's also like a buildup of specific bacteria that tend to make gas. And depending on what type of bacteria, they can release either hydrogen gas or methanogen gas or methane gas, which we all know what that smells like. And the symptoms can be either constipation or diarrhea or both, and bloating usually with that. And people that are at highest risk are people that have had blockages in their intestines and manipulation in their GI tract, namely like surgery can do that. So the bacteria just kind of pools, grows like pond scum on the top, and then it just interacts with your food, ferments that food, and releases gas bubbles, makes it a very unhappy situation.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was such a great explanation. And also, I would like to say in my brain, so I'm a big fan of fasting. I think that might have been the first episode I guessed it on. I believe, maybe not, or the NEAT episode. It was very early on, one of those.
Very early, yeah.
But in my brain, it's like if your tummy, right? We're using clinical terms here, is like digesting. It's like chopping down wood all day. It's like when you stop and fast, it's like sharpening. It gets a chance to sharpen the axe a bit.
Exactly.
You know. So speaking of old episodes, I just finished a 3-day fast with Koso. We had Koso. I don't know how long ago that was.
That was a while ago.
But that was great. Okay, so moving right along, we've got calories left or ginger.
Let's go calories.
Calories. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if this is that guy. He's a entrepreneur, bro. Victor Hormozy or something.
Oh my.
Yeah. First of all, he's yoked, so good for him.
Yeah.
But let's see what he's got to say.
I've eaten dessert virtually every night for 20 years, and I've been able to maintain a six-pack for that entire period of time. Is you have to figure out what your goal is. You're either trying to get bigger, you're trying to get smaller. From there, you start at number 7 all the way up to 21. You go from extreme weight loss to moderate weight loss to maintenance to moderate weight gain to extreme weight gain. So let's say I'm a 200-pound guy and I want to get leaner. So I'm going to go to moderate cut and I'm going to say 10. And so I'm going to multiply 200, which is my weight, times 10, which is this coefficient, which gives me 2,000 calories. Here's step 3. You multiply your weight, 200 pounds again, you multiply it by 1, means 200 grams of protein. Every pound of lean meat is 100 grams of protein. So if you need 200 grams, you need 2 pounds. We have 2,000 calories, and we know we have to eat 200 grams of protein. All you have to do is figure out where you want to get your 200 grams of protein from and figure out how many calories are in that thing. So I subtract my 200 grams of protein and the calories associated with those meals from my 2,000 in this example, and I would have 880 calories left over. Those 880 calories, you can do whatever you want with them.
Wait, did he just subtract grams from calories? Am I wrong? Did I like to?
I'll be honest. When a lot of numbers come up fast like that, and there's a lot of talking,
Because
Yeah.
because
I personally went into trance just now listening to him.
I
So
wish I had joined
apologize.
you there. It would have been nicer.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think he just did math of like wherever his 200 grams of protein came from, and then it left 880 grams or whatever. So maybe he did chicken or beef or whatever. So I think he skipped the step of like where
He didn't
did
use
that
the
math.
conversion factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that he is simplifying it for people. You know, I think there's way too much complex diet nutrition culture out there. Like people definitely overcomplicate it and it confuses people and then they give up in it or they don't try it at all. So I appreciate that. And he's absolutely right with the amount of protein you should have in a day. Like I think 0.7 is like probably one of the accurate ones, but 0.7 to 1.2. So we just tell people 1 to make it easy in terms of math. But in terms of like saying that your basal metabolic rate is as simple as that calculation that you give, that is not true because it depends on your activity, your height, your sex, your age, all these other factors figure into it. It's not that simple, but I appreciate that I think the message he's sending is just like, make it simple. And he should just use the conversion factor from, grams to calories.
Yeah.
It's like protein, is 4 kilocalories if you burn 1 unit of protein, right? Versus fat is more like 8. So.
Yeah. And I would say I do appreciate just like, hey, like focus on protein and everything else kind of fills in because, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm definitely, but I feel like that's what most folks tend to be, of course, outside of fiber.
Yep.
Right. Most folks tend to be deficient in like protein,
right.
So
I talk about it all day, every day with my cancer patients, protein, like it helps with so many things.
Yeah.
We're all getting older. It's the reality. So you can arrest sarcopenia with eating more protein. And it's hard to get in the American diet. It's hard to get if you eat out anywhere. Really is difficult. But, if you can simplify, you can make your life simple. And I like that 1 gram per pound of body weight per day as like the general rule of thumb.
Okay, cool. All right.
Are you looking for high-quality, evidence-based supplements to support your functional medicine practice? Look no further than FullScript, the leading platform for healthcare practitioners to prescribe and order professional-grade supplements. As a functional medicine and gastroenterology doctor, I trust FullScript to provide me with a wide range of high-quality supplements that meet specific needs of my patients. Their extensive product catalog includes trusted brands, ensuring that I have access to the best options for my patients' health. That's right, FullScript offers a comprehensive selection of supplements, including vitamins, minerals, botanicals, and specialty formulations, all sourced from reputable manufacturers. Plus, their rigorous quality control ensures that you're getting products that meet the highest quality standards of purity and potency. And what I love most about FullScript is the convenience it offers. With their user-friendly online platform, I can easily browse, prescribe, and manage supplement protocols for my patients. It saves me valuable time and streamlines the ordering process. Absolutely, FullScript makes it easy to create customized protocols for your patients and track their progress. Plus, they handle all the logistics from inventory management to shipping, so you can focus on what matters most, providing excellent care to your patients. So if you're ready to take your functional medicine practice or wellness to the next level, visit us.fullscript.com/welcome/maximalbeing. That's us.fullscript.com/welcome/maximalbeing to receive your 15% discount on customized supplements and check Maximal Being standardized protocols for gut health. FullScript has been a game changer for my practice, and I know it will be for yours. Don't miss out on this incredible resource for functional medicine practitioners and patients alike today.
Last one, Ginger, and guess what? It's our friend again. I don't know her name, but I should learn it.
Oh, we have to
It's not
believe
Victor.
her.
It's our friend from across the pond.
Well, she's already earned my trust from the last
Yeah. I don't even need to watch this. It's good stuff. I trust her now. All right, let's see what we got.
Ginger can be used externally. For a sore lower back, it's very nice. Now, when someone's got an inflamed back, they usually put a hot water bottle on it, is that right? But if the back is hurting because of inflammation, the reason why the hot water bottle relaxes is because when we're in pain, the muscles around that area tighten and cramp. Basically, they go out in sympathy with the pain, and you put a hot water bottle on that and it relaxes those cramping muscles, so you do get some relief, but it does not help the inflammation. It can even make it worse. But ginger, if you apply a ginger poultice anywhere where there's inflammation, the ginger pulls the inflammation out of the joint to the skin, and the skin gets really hot. So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles, and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation.
Stakes are low, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt, and maybe I just don't know better because I am the layman, so I have no, nothing to defend here. But like, I didn't know inflammation was a thing that can be pulled out of something, right? Like inflammation goes down, right, or increases, but I didn't think it moves in a way,
Right.
Yeah, that kind of lost me. Same with you. When I heard the pulling of the inflammation, I was skeptical of a lot of that, and one of the reasons is, so I do a lot of work with patients with chronic pain, and there's some really interesting research. Encourage anyone to look it up. It's called the Boulder Back Pain Study. They figured out that about I think it was about 80% of chronic back pain is neuroplastic pain, meaning it's not actually being caused by a structural issue in the back that has the pain has habituated and essentially lives in the brain now. It doesn't mean it didn't start with some kind of structural issue. Maybe they pulled something, maybe they hurt something, but that actually healed, and then the pain now has habituated into the brain. And so when I hear about stuff about chronic back pain, I'm always thinking neuroplastic pain, at least from my lens.
Yeah, I mean, I think with pain, you have often a blood flow problem, and that is why things like heat help, is because it sends all of your molecules that control inflammation to the area to increase blood flow and removes a lot of the things that are damaged quicker. And then, ginger absolutely does have impact on various inflammatory cascades, like the COX-2 cascade, which, if you take ibuprofen, it blocks that, or celecoxib, right? That also blocks that pathway. But the pathway also has good effects, right, throughout the GI tract. So ginger can have benefit in the GI tract. I've never heard about it being used topically, but we do use holistic things for topical input like capsaicin. I very commonly recommend magnesium lotion for people for that relaxation purpose, and that works well. Good, has good scientific evidence. I mean, I think the good news about her claims is that it's really low risk, right? You're not telling somebody to do something crazy. You're just asking them to rub some ginger on their back. It'll just get messy, but you know, like why not try it? But
Yeah.
I don't know if the science that actually backs those claims.
I've got a question, and this may not make sense. So I remember a story, and I don't remember. So my wife, when she was younger, had maybe a burn or something, some sort of injury on her foot, and her father was very into like alternative medicine and like wrapped. It had to be in ginger or onions or something, and it ended up like burning her skin or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but it ended up
Yeah.
backfiring tremendously. So I don't know if it was ginger, if it was onion or something in that world. Like if you just put a bunch of ginger on your back, like on your skin, like is there any risk of like a reaction to that? Like, you know, I don't know, just curious about it.
I think it's probably very individualized, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You know, I don't think it'll burn or anything like that. I mean, if you have like an injury and you put ginger on it, then you're just introducing all kinds of bad
Yeah.
stuff like bacteria into the wound. But you know, I don't think you'll burn yourself with ginger if you just put it on there.
Okay. All right.
So, but I think
yeah.
I don't know. I think that she's just like we talk about it when it's a sham. It's like somebody that understands the science and that just takes like a giant leap because they
Yeah.
understand like a mouse study that happened. It's just like,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So this was a pleasure. I had a great time with both of you, as I always do. For those of you that haven't done already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. It does help us to get the word out. You know, if you have any questions, you can shoot us an email at team@maximalbeing.com. I've been getting a lot of really great gut health related questions recently from our listeners. So thank you for those. Maybe we'll feature you on one of the show one of these days. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it, Jacky P. Head on over to maximalbeing.com and get our 5 free gut health hacks. That's a free course that I put together with just some very high yield things that you can do to impact your gut health within the week. Dr. Navidi, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you and get your help? I really do think that you're adding a lot to our medical universe, and I wanted to thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, and I really appreciate being on the show. People can just go to gipsychology.com. If they're a patient, they can get a free phone consult to get an idea if they're a good candidate for the treatment, and also just to answer any questions they have. And also part of our mission is just to reach out to providers that are out there too. So if you're a provider that treats patients with these disorders of gut-brain interaction, I encourage you to reach out. Also, there's contact information on the website, gipsychology.com. And because we'd love to, just have a conversation about how to start supporting your patients, because there just aren't a lot of options out there for providers that are trained in these therapies.
Yeah, definitely agree with everything that you just said. As always, this has been a pleasure chatting with you both. I'm Doc Mock here with Jacky P and Dr. Navidi, and we are here to maximize your health. We'll see you next time.
The content included is not intended to be used as medical advice, and viewers should consult their physician or healthcare provider should they have additional questions. The viewers should not rely on information contained in these presentations for immediate or urgent medical needs. Additionally, if you think you have a medical emergency, call your physician or go to the emergency department or call 911 immediately. Never disregard professional medical advice or rely on seeking medical care or delay medical care due to information contained in this presentation. What's going on, Maximal Beings? Doc Mock here. If you haven't done so already, leave us a comment and hit the subscribe button. Let your friends and family know. That way we can get the word out and continue to bash the bro science.